Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you with us. I'm Thabani Dlodlo from Third Angel Media, and I'll be your host during this online Stop Smoking program, where we want to help all who are interested in the battle to quit smoking. It's a free online program, and we hope that it shall be spread far and wide. Now, this is the pre-program session. We haven't actually started the program. This video is just to highlight and to enlighten you on what to expect. And so, without much further ado, let us jump into our first pre-program session, so that we have a rough idea of what we are to expect in this program. Right. So this is Third Angel Media, as I've already mentioned, and it's the first pre-program session. It's going to be a 5-day program. It's designed to be a 5-day program to help smokers to overcome smoking within 5 days. If not within 5 days, then it would, by the end of the 5th day, they are firmly on their journey towards overcoming. Others, it may take a shorter period, others longer, but this program is a 5-day program, and each day has sessions attached to it, so that we can look at the material in each day. You go through it, you start putting it into practice. The following day, you come for more material, and each day has 3 sessions. They're designed to be short and simple and easy to take in, understand, and put into practice. It is best if these sessions and the material shared, they are followed in their sequential order, because some of the material that is shared later on is dependent on someone having gone through and appreciated the earlier material. So the first session is always going to be on the Breathe Free program, specifically targeting smokers and helping them in their journey to be tobacco free. So that's the first session of each day. Today we'll just look at the introduction. Second day, we're going to look at smoker types. Third day, we're going to look at withdrawal symptoms. Fourth day, we're going to look at the social dynamics involved in overcoming tobacco. And then in the 5th day, we're going to look at grief and stress. Right now, in the second sessions of each day, we will be looking at particular health aspects that help not only smokers, but even non-smokers as well. But we will try and customize them or apply them particularly in this battle against tobacco, right? So first day is going to be exercise. Second day, nutrition. Third day, we're going to look at caffeine and alcohol. The 4th day, we're going to look at the benefits of drinking water. And then we're going to look at the importance of rest. So that's the second session of each day. Then the third session of each day, the last session of each day, we're going to go through a daily schedule, so that the smoker who is on their journey to become a non-smoker has a schedule, a timetable of what to go through on a day-by-day basis. One, it helps them to know what to expect generally, what's going to happen in the following day, how to deal with what they're going to expect, and how to help them to prepare for that as well. These daily schedules are also very important to help the participant to be best positioned to overcome. So the last session is very important, which in helping the participant to plan and what is going to happen in the future days. Failing to plan is planning to fail, so we have been told. So basically, that's the general program outline, and this is just basically the introduction aspect of it. We now want to quickly go to the next session of our pre-program session. We're going to look at the nicotine dependence test. So just allow me to quickly switch the presentation, and we'll go to the nicotine dependence test. Now, this PDF is going to be available to all. All you just need to do is contact us. We shall share our contact details. I believe it's the second session of each day where we shall be sharing our contact details of how you can get hold of us, whether it's phone calls or by email or on our website. And we'll be willing to share this material for you. This is a free PDF slide. Now, we didn't design this. The nicotine dependence test is actually known as the Ferguson test for nicotine dependence, and this has been adapted. If you want the direct internet link where we got it from, it's right there at the top, which you'll get when we email it to you. It's free. You can get hold of it. You can even Google it if you so desire. Now, it's a simple questionnaire, 6 questions. Each of the questions have different marks. And as the participant goes through the questions and records the marks that are applicable to him or her, at the end of the test, you are able to add up all the marks and then see in which bracket, or you will then be able to see how or gauge how dependent you are on nicotine. It will guide you in appreciating how intense the battle is likely to be. Now, let's go into the test, the Ferguson test for nicotine dependence. Very simple, very, very simple. No need for exam stress. There's no passing and failing in this one. It's just to assess your current dependence. Now, first question, how soon after you wake up do you smoke your first cigarette? So the moment you wake up, how long does it take for you to light up your first smoke? Is it within the first 5 minutes? If that's the answer, then that's 3 points. You circle, and then question number 1, put 3 points to yourself. If it's 5 to 30 minutes before your first smoke, question number 1, you get 2 points. If it's 31 to 60 minutes after you wake up, then that's 1 point. If you can go 1 hour after you wake up without smoking, if that's your usual routine, all things being equal, then there's no point to your name. And just leave it blank. Go to the second question. Do you find it difficult not to smoke in places where you shouldn't, such as in church or in school, in a movie, at the library, on a bus, or in court, or in a hospital? These are just examples of areas that we know are generally considered to be no smoking zones. Now, once you find yourself in such an area or such a not smoking zone as in a church or in a hospital, do you find it difficult to be in that situation, or do you want to get out as soon as possible? If you can manage such situations without any stress, then there's no points there. But if you realize or you find it difficult to be in such a place because you really need your smoke, but you can't smoke, then the answer is yes. Give yourself a point. So that's question number 1 and number 2. Third question, which cigarette would you most hate to give up? Of all the smokes that you have in each day, which one do you find most pleasurable? Which one do you find hardest to let go of? Which one is going to be the hardest to sacrifice, right? Which cigarette do you treasure the most? Which one is most pleasurable to you, right? Is it the first one in the morning? If the answer is yes, of all the smokes that you have, and the first smoke of the day is the one that you treasure the most, is the one that you enjoy the most, if that is the case, then you get a point for that. If, on the other hand, you can do without the first and you have other smokes that you treasure the most, maybe it's the last one of the day, or maybe it's the midday break, or maybe it's the smoke you have with your friends, whichever case it is. If it's any other smoke other than the first one in the morning, then you don't get any points. So question number 3, 1 or no points. It depends on the answer that you've given. Let's go to question number 4. How many cigarettes do you smoke each day? Just a rough estimate, an average day. So 10 or less, right? If you smoke 10 or less smokes per day, then you get no points. If you smoke between 11 to 20 cigarettes per day, then you get a point. If you smoke 21 to 30 cigarettes per day, then 2 points. If you smoke 31 cigarettes or more per day, then you get 3 points. So each of the questions, number 1, number 2, number 3, I hope you are recording the points on the side of each question. Number 5, do you smoke more during the first few hours after waking up than during the rest of the day? Right, so if you add up all the cigarettes that you smoke in the first few hours of the day, are they more than the rest of the day? So if you wake up at, well, say, let's say 5, let's say 6, I'm not sure about your timetable, but whatever time it is, 5, 6, 4 others, by 11, have you smoked the majority of the cigarettes that you smoke per day? And from 11 till the time that you go to sleep, are those less than the cigarettes that you'd have smoked in the morning? Or is it vice versa? From early morning till about 11, till about 10, you don't smoke much, but the more cigarettes that you smoke tend to come through from 11, 10, 11, going on for the rest of the day until you go to sleep. So let's go to answers. Do you smoke more in the morning than the rest of the day? If yes, then 1 point. If no, then no points. Right. Let's go to question number 6. Do you still smoke if you are so sick that you are in bed most of the day, or if you have a cold or the flu or have trouble breathing? So if you find yourself in any of these situations and you realize that I'm very sick, I can't get out of bed, I'm sweating, I'm even having trouble breathing, it might be a flu, but you still find yourself reaching for that smoke, even in that condition. If the answer to that is yes, then you get a point. If the answer to that is no, then there's no point. Now, this is one exam that there really is. There's no exam that you need to cheat, but this one particularly, it's self-inspection. The more truthful you are to yourself in this program, the better it is. If your spouse is looking at your answers, or if your child is looking at your answers as well, please don't feel embarrassed. Just answer truthfully. We still love you in whatever the situation is, no matter how much or what your answers are, we still love you, right? So please answer truthfully and be honest with yourself. It will help you, right? So once you've added up the total score, this is what it means, right? If you've got 7 to 10 points, then you are highly dependent on nicotine. If you have 4 to 6 points, then you're moderately dependent. And if you have 4 points or less, then you're minimally dependent. Now, as you go through the program, the more dependent you are, it's likely that it would be more difficult for you, particularly on the withdrawal symptoms and even the emotional side. It's a bigger battle to fight, but it's a battle that can and will be overcome by the grace of the Lord. Now, we want to bring this pre-program session to an end, and we just want to highlight that we hope that you will join us in our next sessions. This is but only the beginning, the first step in the battle to stop smoking. Thank you for joining us. Please join us in the next. Please join us in the next session. Actually, this is just the pre-program session. Our first session proper is starting after this presentation. So thank you for joining us.